Netirkare Siptah, also Netikerti Siptah, and possibly the origin of the legendary figure Nitocris, died around 2210 BC and was an ancient Egyptian king, the seventh and last ruler of the 6th dynasty. Alternatively, some scholars classify him as the first king of the 7th or 8th dynasty. As the last king of the 6th dynasty, Netirkare Siptah is considered by some Egyptologists to be the last king of the Old Kingdom period. Netirkare Siptah enjoyed a short reign in the late 23rd century BC from 2213 to 2210 BC approximately, at a time when the power of the king was crumbling and that of the local nomarchs was on the rise. Although he was male, Netirkare Siptah is most likely the same person as the female ruler Nitocris, mentioned by Herodotus and Manetho. Attestation is that the prenomen Netirkare is inscribed on the 14th entry of the Abydos king list, a king list redacted during the reign of Seti I. Netirkare immediately follows Merenre, Nentiesaf II on the list. The prenomen Netirkare is also attested on a single copper tool of unknown provenance and now in the British Museum. The nomen Netikerti Siptah is inscribed on the Turin canon on the 5th column, 7th row, 4th column or 7th row in Garden's reconstruction of the canon. In his histories, the Greek historian Herodotus records a legend according to which an Egyptian queen, Nitocris, took revenge on the murder of her brother and husband by a rioting mob. She diverted the Nile to drown all of the murderers during a banquet where she had gathered them. This story is also reported by the Egyptian priest Manetho, who wrote an history of Egypt called Egyptica in the 3rd century BC. Manetho writes of Nitocris that she was braver than all the men of her time, the most beautiful of all women, fair-skinned with red cheeks. Manetho goes further and credits her with the construction of the pyramid of Menkaure. By her, it is said, the 3rd pyramid was reared with the aspect of a mountain. Although the murdered king is not named by Herodotus, Nitocris follows immediately Merenre Nemtiesaf II in Manetho's Egyptica, and so he is often identified as this king. Since the king following Merenre Nemtiesaf II in the Abydos king list is Netirkare, the German Egyptologist Ludwig Stern proposed in 1883 that Netirkare and Nitocris are the same person. The Danish Egyptologist Kim Ryholt supports Stern's hypothesis. Ryholt argues that the name Nitocris is a result of conflation and distortion from the name Netirkare. Confirming this analysis, the Turin canon, another king list redacted during the early Ramesside period, lists a Netikerti Siptah at an uncertain position. Ryholt's microscopic analysis of the fibers of the papyrus suggests that the fragment where this name appears belongs to the end of the 6th dynasty, immediately after Merenre Nemtiesaf II. Since on the Abydos king list, Netirkare is placed in the equivalent spot that Netikerti Siptah holds on the Turin canon, the two are to be identified. Additionally, the nomen Siptah is masculine, indicating that Nitocris was in fact a male king. The name Nitocris probably originates from the prenomen Netikerti, which itself either comes from corruption of Netirkare or else Netikerti Siptah was the nomen of the king and the Netirkare his prenomen.